fantastic. So everyone knows you for your success in professional wrestling in companies like GCW, Rise, Ring of Honor, AEW, like I mentioned. But the press release that kind of set up this interview claimed that your first love was always as being an artist. So talk to me about how far back your love for art goes and how long you've been practicing artist.
Yeah, I've been an artist for as long as I can remember.
Wow.
I remember as a kid, my dad would get me VHS of Dragon Ball Z. I would learn to draw those, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Game Informer magazines, all those things. I would teach myself to draw from there. And then as I got older, I learned graphic design and how to do that. I would design my own t-shirts for pro wrestling and things like that. Or I would design t-shirts and stuff for other people. And that's how I would fund myself getting through professional wrestling at an early start. But it was around when I was 12 years old, I discovered wrestling on TV, and that's when I decided I wanted to do this. And the reason I chose pro wrestling is because it helps me express myself in a way that no other sport can.
So at the NADA exhibit where your work can be seen, your art showcases, as the release mentioned, the duality of wrestling, where it's men in wrestling masks doing kind of just everyday life stuff. And it's really, really cool stuff. What was the inspiration for this kind of particular art that you're working on? And has it been like this particular style, this particular idea, this concept? Is it something you've been working on for a very long time, or is more recent for this event?
Yeah, I think it was subconscious in a way that it went the direction that it did. When I first started the paint again, it was 2-3 years ago. When I was younger in high school, I didn't really like painting because I couldn't control how things turned out. Now I'm more mature and understand painting and art. It's not necessarily about controlling, it's letting the art take you where it wants to go.
Okay.
And I first painted Jushin Thunder Liger with a suit on because one of my favorite aesthetics in wrestling is masked wrestlers, luchadors, and suits. I think that's such a unique and cool aesthetic.
Yeah.
So I would go through that and I would paint these nature backgrounds because I'm from Pittsburgh, which is a very industrial city. Then I moved to Tampa, Florida, which is very tropical.
Yeah.
So I experienced nature and things so differently for the first time, and I learned how much more I appreciate these things. So I wanted to put those in my paintings. As time grew, I started painting luchadors, playing tennis, grilling, walking their dogs, and things like that, because there's another side of professional wrestlers that's more violent. I'm a very closed-in, calm, peaceful guy. I just like peace. I like chilling, relaxing, and just having a good time in a very subdued manner, and that's what is expressed in this art.
Is it become that, like, because you're mentioning, peaceful, has it become like almost like a therapeutic? Yeah, you love it and it's something you like to do, but just because of what wrestling is and what it takes and the physicality and presenting violence, stuff like that, it really hasn't become like something that's therapeutic that you do just to really separate yourself from that world that kind of you're engrossed in.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that helps create a balance in my life. Professional wrestling is something where I'm traveling everywhere. I'm active. I'm busy. I'm competing. It's loud. It's aggressive. It's physical. Whereas art is something that I do in my home.
Yeah.
It's quiet. It's calm. I play my music. I relax and I go at my own pace. With wrestling, you're on a schedule based on when the show starts and things like that. Art, it's just at my own time, and I take my time with what I create. Sometimes my paintings take a month. Sometimes I take 2 based on my travel schedule. But yeah, it's a balance. Wrestling balances my art. Art balances my wrestling.
Have you had your work on display at galleries or exhibits and stuff like that before? Or is this a new kind of experience? And are there added nerves to it? For a person that's been on national television, is there like a nervousness now much more of the world is going to see that kind of side of you that they haven't seen before?
Yeah, this is my first time having my art displayed anywhere. My art has never been outside of my living room. So it's a very new experience that I'm very nervous and excited about, because in wrestling, you go through the curtain, you know how people feel because they're going to make noise, they're going to chant, cheer, clap, boo, whatever they do. You can see and feel their expressions and their energy. And art, you don't necessarily know what people are thinking because it's a different environment. When you're in an art gallery, you're not screaming, you're not chanting, you're not cheering. So you have to learn and read people's faces if you're there and if you're not. But overall, people tend to appreciate art. It's just going to be a completely new experience that I haven't felt yet. So there's a lot of butterflies.